Greetings, Macadine family. This is Brother Camille Shabazz. And it's a beautiful Friday afternoon out here in mighty Sacramento, aka Sacramento. And I want to just talk briefly to you about something that's been on my heart, in my mind. And it's actually a question that I'm posing that I'm trying to answer myself because I'm perplexed by it. You know how we have ingrown toenails? And how hard an ingrown toenail is to get fixed, so to speak? But my question that's been in my mind for a minute in regard to my people is, what will it take, or how can you undo, or how can you fix an ingrown Negro? How can you remove an ingrown Negro? What is an ingrown Negro? An ingrown Negro is one that, regardless to what his enemies say or do to him, he never comes out of the condition of being a Negro slave-minded individual who always forgives his enemies. So the question is, how do you uproot an ingrown Negro? How do you uproot an ingrown toenail? You have to usually get surgery. There has to be some outside force to bring that ingrown toenail out of the toe, which is usually very painful. Very painful process. I've been through it. Doing it on your own usually doesn't work. Likewise with the so-called Negro of America. Regardless to what happens to him, we can get choked, we can get drugged down the street, they can come in our homes to kill us in our living rooms, but regardless to what your enemy does to you, the Negro is never removed. He's always the same forgiving, passive, babbling idiot. Talking about we shall overcome and that God is going to do the job for us. 400 years later, what has God done for you and I? As they're still killing us and murdering us outright on TV. They do it in the media. Choke you, drag you, hang you, whatever they want to do, they do it. And what does the ingrown Negro do? Let's just look at what they did in Georgia a couple weeks ago regarding the Ahmaud Arbery situation. Now, mind you, when they did this so-called citizen's arrest on Arbery, they went right up to him, did it, killed him, right on the media. Y'all out there in front of the man's house 2 weeks ago, all mashed up and with your artillery. I'm talking about these Negroes, ingrown Negroes, who are thinking like Negroes. They're not thinking like free men, because you're outside these murderers' house and you out there just parading around with your guns like it's a goddamn show and game. Why didn't you make a citizen's arrest like they did to you? Why didn't you kick the door in and drag them out? Because you're an ingrown Negro. And an ingrown Negro never turns on his master. You might talk about turning on your master. You might talk about, what you're going to do behind his back to all the other fellow slaves. But when it comes to the nitty gritty, you're nowhere to be found. Or you out there playing games, man. Because we don't know what freedom is. Now, this ingrown Negro, how do you uproot him? That's the question. Well, number one, Negro means dead. And we know that death is the lowest frequency of life. It is what they call the absence of life. Am I right? Isn't that what it is? I'm talking to my beautiful counterpart over here.
Can't see me.
Can't see you? Did it?
Busy at work.
Yes. Beautiful queen.
Thank you.
AKA OG Hottie.
People know that.
So back to this ingrown Negro, you know, who's talking the talk but not walking the walk. Lowest frequency. The number one way to get a Negro out of being a Negro, you got to get him off that frequency. And knowledge alone, obviously, is not enough. Because we had Noble Drew Ali, Marcus Garvey, Elijah Muhammad, Frederick Douglass, all these individuals on my shirt, giving you all this knowledge, but obviously that knowledge is lacking power. It's something missing that the so-called Negro needs. And that's what we got in the Macadine. You need the ability to reawaken the dead man that's within. And knowledge of God, which is nothing but a myth, will never work. You might as well fucking look at comic books. Because that's all the Bible is. That's all the Quran is. They're comic books with mythical figures. Baby, this just daddy talking. You good? I got you. I got you. Yeah. That's right. I'm talking to them. So, that's what we got to do. The Macadine, where my book at? Here you go. What we're all about is raising the Negro from that low dead frequency. This is a how-to on how to get out of being a Negro. And to the white man, you're a Negro too because you're dead. Anytime y'all call by colors and you go along with it, you're nothing but a piece of property yourself. Identifying yourself as white, black, yellow, red. Those are all things. You're on the lowest level of frequency. This book is the key to raising you up. That's what this snake represents. This represents an awakened man that's in the stratosphere of life. That the laws, the civil laws and the rules of man don't have no application to the sovereign man, to the Macadine man. Don't nobody tell us what to do, what to say, what to think. We work for ourselves. We do for ourselves. And the universe rewards us. We don't get no reward from man. But once again, the Negro is so down, so entrenched in social disease and social disorder on purpose. Because everything in this society is aimed at you to destroy you. Everything in the airwaves is against us as black men. Everything. The food, the water, everything in America is against you. It's anti-black. And we walking around here in la-la fucking land, man. We're in la-la land like the crab that's put in a cold pot of water with the fire low. Not realizing that it's slowly boiling to its death. And that's what's happening to us every day. Genocide is coming from all angles. Through diseases. We lead in all major diseases. Cancer, AIDS, hepatitis. That's not an accident. Diabetes. It's not an accident. We don't eat right. We don't think right. And we don't realize that we're under this attack because, like Malcolm said, we've been Novocained. We've been made numb by this false thought of us making it. Like you arrived. Where have you arrived to? Besides a more decorated and glorious fucking hell. Making you satisfied for everything to be dissatisfied for. So once again, we got to get this Negro uprooted. We got to get all men uprooted. And this is the tool to do it with. This right here, the Macadine. I guarantee you, it will jumpstart you and take you to another level. Speak to you soon. Peace.